What's up, YouTube? The Random Outdoorsman is back, and today I'm going to be going over a piece of survival gear that I think is definitely worth its space in your survival bag. So, the number one most important thing in survival after food and water is fire. Fire allows you to cook your food. It allows you to stay warm during the nights. It also repels certain types of creatures. So fire is very important. And it seems like one of the main pieces of survival gear we have in our bags is something to start a fire, whether it be lighters, ferro rods, maybe even a flint and steel setup if you want to go old-fashioned, or a bow drill kit. So if you have some good wood, a knife, some rope, and some skill, you can make a bow drill fire. But if anyone watching this has ever done that, it's not very fun. So a lot of survival guys, if you have practiced, you know very well how to make fire from an ember. You just have to get a live coal somehow. So I believe this is a very easy way. It never runs out of battery as long as the sun is shining. So you can pretty much get an ember, and I'm going to be going over some of the materials you can use. This is called a solar lighter. It's mainly made for cigarettes, but it can be used to start fires out of different materials. So it has this nice little nub stub there. You can hook that spring setup on so it's not flipping around in your bag. This is called a solar lighter. I'll put its link in the description to Amazon. And we're going to go over some stuff like cotton ball, paper, try to start a piece of wood, cardboard, and one thing that I'll say I'm sure you could start with this is something like chaga, because chaga, fire fungus, it just has to have heat to get to make it start to turn into an ember. And I'm sure you could use that with this. I'm sure you could use different types of fungus that act the same, but I don't have any of that available to me today. If you get these, like I said, they're a couple bucks, and they don't really even take that much space up in your bag. Look how thin that is. And once you flip this down, it's like a CD. And this is not made of glass, it's made of nice plastic, so it seems like that should last long enough. So, without further ado, let's get on to testing this. In a moment of curiosity, I wondered if this would light a bottle rocket. Let's see if it will. Yep, it does. Alright, so I'm out here today, going to show you a couple of these different things, and they should not take that long to light each. If they do, I'll put it in time-lapse, but to start off, let's do the cotton ball. So, what you're going to do is you're going to roll the cotton ball up, you're going to stick the cotton ball into here. The sun, actually, it's so hot, if it starts to touch your finger, if the sun's reflecting off this into your finger, it starts to burn almost immediately. Doesn't feel very good, so definitely watch that if you get one of these. Alright, so now basically all you have to do is just point it right at wherever the sun is, and you can see the focal point traveling up there. You can see it's already starting to smoke. That is fast. Let it burn for just another minute. Alright, and that is lots of smoke, so going to take that out of there, show you what it looks like. Alright. Now, man, those coils are very hot. Actually can't get it out of there now, but I'm sure that these little bits are plenty hot to start a fire for you. It's definitely very, very warm out in my hand. More than warm, hot. Let's get this out of here. I did not have this problem before. The cotton ball came out just fine. But today, it's not wanting to comply with me. But, you see there? That's nice and hot. Ow. Yep, if I blow on it, it gets hotter. So, that means it's an ember. There you have it. There's the cotton ball, which you can then go on to make a fire from. So, next, let's go on to our piece of paper. I've been excited about this one. Take a piece of paper, maybe to avoid the same problem we had with our cotton ball. I'll have this a little bit more loosely in there and not so packed in. You see, though, this seems to be a very great tool to have in your survival kit, because if you're worn out, you don't have the energy to do like a bow drill fire, then you could just grab your little solar lighter and stick it out under the sun. So let's get this in there, and there we go. Now, just need to focus it on the sun again and watch the sun work its hot magic. Alright, so what this does not do, it does not cause this to burst into flames. It just makes an ember. Now this one, I don't know if you can tell, but this one is kind of like a cigarette. When I blow on it, it makes it red. So this is a nice big ember on the end of this little wad of paper. So I'm sure if I were to open this up, or obviously stick it into a pile of tinder, I could easily start a fire with it. But paper is kind of bad for starting a fire with an ember sometimes, so something like a bird's nest would probably be better. Man, those are hot. Okay, so now let us go on to the piece of cardboard. Now, I've been looking forward to this one too, because I have not tried cardboard in this yet. I'm really hoping it's going to work. Let's rip a small piece of it, get it wrapped up. Cardboard also kind of burns weird. That paper might not have been the best to do this with. I think that might have been like, that paper that has kind of a waxy surface to it, doesn't write very well on. I should have gotten a piece of normal notebook paper. But I'm pretty sure that the cardboard will show how well it works just fine. So like I said, I mean, it's only $3. I'm sure it's worth, $3 to have a tool like this that's always going to get an ember for you. Oh my gosh, man, that's already starting to smoke this time. And there we go. Let's pull it out of there and check it out. Like I said, that's very hot in there. There we go. Got a nice little burnt end. Yep, I blew on it. There's a nice ember. Hope you can see that. That's great. So look, you can take a bunch of various things and make an ember out of them. Meanwhile, this paper over here is continuing to smolder and burn down. Now, the piece of wood. This one is definitely going to be sketchy. I hope that this works. Might have to leave it on there just a little bit longer. Probably end up putting this section on the time lapse. But let's see. Oh my gosh, it's already starting to smoke. Wow. I guess I underestimated how hot the sun is. It's amazing that there's that much energy in just a little 3-inch circle of sun, that when you focus it down to one spot, it can almost instantly catch a piece of wood on fire. Okay. Now, let us check out this end. Yes, we have a very small little ember there. Not quite enough that we can make a fire out of. But let's put it back in there for just another minute and see if we can get a nice ember. Alright, let's check that out now. Yep, got a nice ember there. Check that out. Hope you can see that. So that's great. You can make an ember from a piece of wood as well. And this paper, meanwhile, is continuing to burn over here, smolder. That's pretty nice. And the card. So once I got done filming that section, it was kind of funny because I went to the piece of paper and it actually almost completely burned up. But I had it sitting on a piece of cardboard, and the piece of cardboard where the paper was sitting had actually already started to char itself. So it's definitely hot enough. It definitely will stay lit for you to get a little tinder bundle going. And so I wasn't really surprised about the paper and the cardboard and stuff, but definitely for the stick of wood. I did not think that this little thing would get an ember out of a stick of wood that easily. So I'm sure if you can do get that with this, you can surely light all kinds of other things that you might need to. So I hope this has helped you. Hope it's been informative, and I hope that you will consider getting one of these for your bug out bag, because I think it would be a great, cheap, and easy way to make a fire if you're ever in a survival situation. So that's all for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you want to see next, and stay tuned because we're going to be doing a lot more forging videos as soon as my new forge gets here. Should be sometime this week, so my next video should already be my first knife that I ever forged. I'm going to forge it out of this awesome old big file I found. So it's going to be a pretty cool video. Make sure to stay tuned for that. Happy trails.